Assalamualaikum. My name is Shubhraditya from IIT Institute. I am going to present a simple web-based project. At last, I will present some vulnerabilities and their mitigation wise. This is a simple web-based project. There is three type of users: teacher, director, and exam controller. Teacher can assign marks to the students, and the director can see the marks and allow or disallow the marks, and if director wants, he or she can put the feedback, and the exam control only see the mark sheet of the students, and if needs, the exam controller can print the mark sheet. So now at first I am going to log in as a teacher. That's the username and password. Now I am going to log in as a teacher. Okay, if I am going to the mark dashboard, and if I am going to the mark assign, this is the mark assign page. I am going to select a simple some role 1, and subject 1 marks suppose 67, marks 2 suppose 90, marks of subject 3 suppose 56, and 78. Okay, now submit. Okay, I submitted the marks, and then I am going to the feedback, and this is the feedback. Here this is a test feedback that was given by the director, and this is the timestamp, and if I see, this is the previous year timestamp. Somebody did not submitted that. Okay, so however, if I am going to the dashboard again and log out. Okay, now I am going to log in as an director. Okay, this is the director dashboard, and if we see, the director can allow or disallow the students of the teacher has assigned the role, and this is the feedback. If the director wants, he can send the feedback. So for example, extra 4. Okay, if I am going to send the feedback, okay, now I have sent the feedback, and if there I can allow or disallow the student's number. And now let's go out, log out from the director, and sign in as an exam controller. Okay, to mark sheet. This is the mark sheet, roll number, name, subject 1, subject 2, subject 4, and the print button. And so this is the full overview of the project, a simple project. And now I am going to show some vulnerability, and the reason for the vulnerability in the code, and the way to mitigate this vulnerability. Let's see. Now I'm going to log out from the page, and let's see. We are going to first log in and see if there is some vulnerability, SQL injection. Let's see. If I want to log in as an teacher, let's see. Here, this is okay, fine. Okay, log out again. See. Okay, fine. This is the username of the director. Let's say you don't know the password. So what can I do? I can use the SQLi. Let's say if we use the hash here, and then this will, and the hash can comment out the rest of the portion of the SQL query. And if we don't give the password, or give the password somewhat, that's it will log in as an director, a teacher. Here same feedback, mark assign, dashboard. So I am login as a teacher, but I didn't know that teacher's teacher's password. So why that's happened? Let's say I am going to sign in as an director. Let's say I don't know the password. Here I am did this, and if I random password, I'm going to log in. Yeah, I can log in. That's how the SQL injection is working. So what's the reason? If I am going to the code now, okay, this is the login page. Here, this is the simple code. Here the SQL injection, it is the incoming value of the username, it is the incoming value of the password. So I didn't sanitize the input value incoming from the web pages here. So that's why it is without sanitizing the actual value which is coming from the website directly goes to the database. If I am going to see the database, and in the users table, this is the user table, and if I am going to the SQL injection, let's say, okay, now I am going to create an SQL. Okay. Okay, that's the SQL, and if we didn't sanitize the input, and this will works like that, and password it's something like that, and if we going to enter this SQL, this will retrieve the username and the user Asif, and type 1. Okay, now if we are going to the again, and now the SQL injection version query, here I did input as an Asif apostrophe, and the hash. Look, the hash did the comment works. It comment out the rest of the query. Whatever I used as the password, it doesn't count. So if I did as an extra apostrophe and the hash, it will comment out the rest of the query. That's why it is not working. So if you want, okay, let's see if that's worked. Okay, that's actually works, and that's the reason here the SQL injection, that's the reason it is vulnerable. So how can we mitigate that? Let's see. If we want to mitigate that, we have to sanitize these values. So how we can sanitize these values? We can suppose we comment out this and uncomment the rest of the sanitization code. Okay, this is the sanitization code for the username, and this is the sanitization code for the password. This will sanitize the input value from the website, and it will sanitize some unconventional character or something like that. That's why it will not work like SQL injection. Now if we want to go to the web pages, login pages, let's see if that works. Okay, okay, fine. This is the previous SQL injection. If I am going to give some random password, let's see. Oh, that's the reason, and now it is giving me invalid username or password. That's how it is sanitizing the user input from the web pages, and this is the code to sanitize the user name, and this is the code to sanitize the password, and that's how we can sanitize the user input from the web pages and send them to the database. Okay, now let's see, this is the SQL injection part. Let's see if we can somehow find some other vulnerabilities. Let's see. I am going to log in as a director, I think. Okay. Now this is the director dashboard, and if we want to give some feedback, we can let's say can comment as an script somehow. Let's see. Let's do. Okay. What we can say in the comment, like evil feedback. Let's see if that works or not. If I send the feedback, okay, the feedback is sent. Let's see how that's work. And if we're going to sign in as a teacher, okay, I'm going to do the feedback. Okay, that's it is not works like that. This is kind of evil feedback. Okay, so the normal feedback should be look like that, but it is look like that as an heading tag. Okay, let's now see how that is stored in the database. Okay, now if I go into the feedback table, okay, you can see this is the feedback I have given in the director page. So this is the heading tag, and this will look like the actual heading tag if we are going to if we are going to code a web page. This is the actual look like actual heading tag. So how can we mitigate that? Or this if you can see, this is not look like very dangerous vulnerable, but if the attacker wants, he or she can put some evil script that will maybe steal the user cookies or something like sessions, something like that. So let's see how we can mitigate that. If I am going to the code, let's see the submit feedback in the detector. Okay, this is the feedback coming from the feedback director's feedback. So as before, in the login page, I didn't sanitize the incoming value, so that's why it is working like that, as an actual value going to the database what I had given in the web pages. So now let's see how we can mitigate this vulnerability. Let's uncomment the sanitization code, and let's see how that's work. Okay, now I'm going to the web pages again, dashboard. Okay, log out. Okay, now I am going to log in as a director. Okay, now here is the director page. If I am going to give some evil feedback again, suppose I'm going to which one? Evil feedback. Again, let's see if that's work. If I send, okay, I send the feedback. Now log out and log in as a teacher. I'm going to do the feedback. Let's see, this is what I have given in the feedback, and this is look like that the before should be the feedback as usual, but not the tag here look like the evil feedback. Now if I am going to the database, that's okay, refresh it. Okay, let's see. This is the value from our feedback. This is, so how this has happened, because it actually sanitize the incoming value from the website. It is sanitizing the incoming value from the website. That's why it is not what I have given in the website, and not look like in the stored in the databases. That's why it is sanitized. And if I can see the previous evil feedback, that is stored, as well as the I have given and as a script, and this is the sanitized input from the web pages. And that's why, as I have sanitized that, that's why it is not working. XSS or cross-site scripting is not working, and that's the reason here. So it is the sanitization code for the cross-site scripting. And if we did not use that, if we only use the post command, it will not sanitize the incoming value from the website. So that is the two web attack I am showing, I am performing here in the project. And I think that's it. Okay, I think that's it. So okay, that's it. So I hope I am showing successfully shown the this SQL injection and the cross-site scripting attack. So thank you very much for viewing this little presentation. I think. Assalamu alaikum.